All right, now we're going to look at a formula that is the result of completing the square method for solving quadratic equations. So let's suppose that the general form of a quadratic equation is given by ax squared plus bx plus c. And by the way, this was actually was created by a French mathematician, Francois Vieda, but that's not important. But he actually created this generalization for quadratic so that any type of a quadratic equation can be solved. So he came along and says, you know what, if we just do a generalization regardless of what a and b and c they are, we can go ahead and solve. And using the completing the square method, that's what he did. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and you know how to do this. Now just think of a, b, and c. They're all just numbers. That's all they are. Okay, now we're going to go through, I'm going to prove the quadratic formula. We're going to get something at the end. So we're going to go and isolate the constant c. So that's what we're going to do first. So ax squared plus bx, that's equal to c, negative c to the other side. We're going to move c to the other side. Then we're going to factor a out of the front, the coefficient of the square term. When we factor a out of b, it becomes b over a. Okay, that's what it will be. Close the bracket, that's equal to minus c. And now we have to, what should we do? We take the half of b over a, whatever that is, then we're going to square that. So it becomes b over 2a, and we're going to square that, and we're going to put that in there. Okay, so that becomes plus b over 2a squared. That's what we're doing. All right, and whatever we do to one side, we have to do it to the other side. But remember now that there is this a outside that being multiplied by that. So we have to say plus a times b over 2a all squared. Okay, let's polish that now. We get a, that's x plus b over 2a all squared equals minus c plus a times b squared over 4a squared. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. We are solving for x, or x squared, so we have to get rid of that a in front. So divide both sides by a, the entire thing. It's getting a little bit messy here. Remember, a, b, and c, they are all numbers. All right, so left hand side we get x plus b divided by 2a squared equals, here notice that what we'll have is that we have a minus c. So this a is dividing everything. Actually, let me put it like this. That would be minus c divided by a, that's the first term, plus the a and a here cancels out, they divide, we get b squared divided by 4a squared. Okay, let's add these two. So its common denominator is 4a squared. Okay, so that means I have to multiply that by 4a, and then top has to be multiplied by 4a, so I can add these two fractions. So what will I get? I will get minus 4ac on top, and denominator will be 4a squared plus, and then the top one b squared, the second term will be b squared over 4a squared, because we don't need to multiply it by anything because the lowest common denominator is the same. Great. The other side doesn't change, x plus b divided by 2a. All right, now we're going to go and polish that more. So we get, so I'm going to start with the positive, b squared minus 4ac all divided by 4a squared. And in this case, by the way, that's a square, and we get x plus b divided by 2a all squared. Excellent. Now we need to take the square root of both sides. Why are we taking the square root of both sides? Because it's a power of 2. On the left hand side, what we're going to get, I'm going to change the color. So we get x plus b divided by 2a. That's what we will have, equals. Okay, so we have plus or minus, actually, let me change the color. Plus or minus square root, so the top would be b squared minus 4ac, but the denominator is a perfect square, so I can take that out. The square root of 4a squared will be 2a. Fantastic. Now we're going to bring everything together. So here it is, x equals, so plus or minus, okay, square root of b squared minus 4ac, that's a c there, 4ac, divided by 2a, that's our first, and then minus b divided by 2a. And then to show this in a compact form, and it becomes minus b, so I'm going to bring the b over, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by the lowest common denominator, which will be 2a. I put subscript x1 and 2, comma 2, that represents two possible answers. And notice that this quadratic formula is only based on a coefficient term, the linear term, and a constant. So a, b, and c. There are no x's in this quadratic formula. You're solving for that. Okay, so that is the derivation using completing the square method. It is a little bit intense. You have to go through it again, but that's what you have to do. Very simple. It's just that it's not number, it's letters.